15 days till the big day here in Ghana, the presidential and parliamentary elections. Hello, welcome to Joy News Today. We're live on DSTV channel 421 and GoTV channel 125. I am MFA Akufo-Addo. Top stories this hour. Teachers and Educational Workers Union of the Trade Union Congress to suspend strike to allow negotiations with stakeholders. We'll hear from them. President Akufo-Addo to commission much anticipated Pot Interchange today. And on the campaign trail, NPP's presidential candidate Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia promises to remove taxes on mobile phones and reduce the cost of data in Ghana. We're live in the Ashanti region for updates as the Vice President ends his 15-day tour in the Ashanti region today. The NDC's John Mahama is also in the Eastern region and has taken on President Akufo-Addo over unkept promises. The teachers and educational workers as well will bring you updates, but please stay for details. Welcome back. Now, we'll also bring you business news, sports, and entertainment as well. Now, moving on to our first story. The Teachers and Educational Workers Union of the Trade Union Congress, TUC, says it has triggered processes to suspend its strike to allow negotiations with stakeholders. TEU has been protesting government's failure to address long-standing concerns regarding their conditions of service. Speaking on Joy News Desk earlier, Chairperson of TEU, Salamatu Brima, said her outfit will allow negotiations for an amicable solution for the impasse.
Before you embark on a strike, you go through certain processes. And in the same vein, when you are suspending, you still have to go through certain processes, So we have started those processes. We have started the processes, but it's not going to take a day or two because we have to call our National Executive Council. We have to call our management committee meetings before we can call off or, suspend. I'm not saying call off because until our demands are met, we are not calling off. We can only suspend.
So you're willing to suspend it, and you have already triggered the processes, if I understand you.
Yes, we have triggered the processes to suspend, but we haven't suspended because we need a lot. And let me tell you, one difficulty even is another area is money. Calling these meetings, you need money.
Executive Director of the National Labour Commission, Akufo-Addo, has welcomed the decision and says he hopes for the best.
Yes, and I'm saying that is a pleasant news that we are considering suspending the strike, which the National Labour Commission advised them to do. The only unfortunate part is the processes he's outlining there that they have to call their management, call members, that they don't have the finances to call the meeting. You know, when it comes to considering to suspend the call of the strike on their own position as against what they declared, that is their position. But this is a directive from a commission of authority established to deal with it. And we have given reasons by referencing Section 159 of the Labour Act, right, to justify why we are calling them on them to not to engage in the industrial action they are doing now, as we have invited them and their employers or the other stakeholders to address their demands.
And moving on, President Akufo-Addo is set to commission the much anticipated Pot Interchange today, a key infrastructure project designed to enhance connectivity between the northern and southern sections of Accra-Tema motorway. However, questions surrounding the project's cost escalation raised by the minority in Parliament continue to dominate the conversation. Originally awarded for 69.5 million cedis in 2016, the project's cost reportedly skyrocketed to 147 million cedis in 2017. And now, the minority claims nears a staggering 1 billion cedis. Collins Frimpong is on the ground at the Pot Interchange and joins us now. Collins, good afternoon, and tell us how the situation is now. Collins, if you can hear me, has the president arrived and have they begun the ceremony? All right, we lost Collins, but we're sure to reconnect with him to bring us updates on what's happening at the commission. But moving away from that, let's bring you some election stories. Welcome back from that break. You're watching JoyNews Today. Now let's take you back to Pot, where President Akufo-Addo is set to commission the much-anticipated Pot Interchange today, a key infrastructure project designed to enhance connectivity between the northern and southern sections of the Accra-Tema motorway. Now my colleague Collins is there to bring us updates. Collins, good afternoon. And has the president arrived? Has the ceremony started?
Good afternoon, MFA. The ceremony at this moment has not started yet, as we are waiting for the President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, as well as the Minister for Roads and Highways, that's Honorable Asenso Wache, and the Minister for Greater Accra Region, Honorable Titus Glover. But this morning we've been around and we've been seeing people getting ready, and they are really happy with the project. Also, quite a number of concerns that they have been raising with regards to the traders that have been around, that they are appealing to the government to construct mini market for them, because they were selling along the stretch before the construction began. And now that the construction is done, free-flowing traffic is moving on. I mean, everything has been moving on correctly, and they are not able to sell in their traffic. So they are appealing to government to, if they can get a mini market around. But let me give you details of the scope of work that has been done so far. So here currently, the construction included 802 meters of dual carriageway of the viaduct with asphalt correcting surfacing, and also 140 meters of ramp constructed from Shiashi onto the viaduct towards the airport hills, and also 80 meters of the ramp constructed from the viaduct onto the motorway, and also a new road through the old tunnel at the East Legon, and an additional 200 meters of road constructed to exit off into the cantonment from the Guildford Road interchange. And also we have the redesign of the flower pot runabout and its approaches. And we have pedestrian walkway on each side of the flyover, and we also have street lights and road markings, as well as traffic signals being constructed along the road. So President Akufo-Addo, Honorable Francis Asenso Wache, as well as the Greater Accra Regional Minister Daniel Kwete, Titus Glover, are expected to commission the project. Initially, the project was scheduled to commission at exactly 12 noon today, but due to some reasons, unknown reasons, the commission has not taken place yet. But as I said, we've been speaking to some residents as well as commuters on the road, that they are happy. You can see that there is free flowing of traffic on the road. As, I don't know if the graphic.
Of course, we can see that. And so you would say that for your initial observation, despite what the pedestrians are saying, or even the users of the road are saying, you can see that the real objective is being achieved. There's no traffic. There's free flow of traffic over there.
Yes, there's free flow of traffic over here. Just on the concerns that they are appealing to government to construct a mini road. And some too have been telling us that when it rains on the runabout down there under the flyover, when it rains, it gets flooded. So they don't know. They are appealing to government if the government could do a small drainage around that side for them, so that when it rains, the water can flow. It doesn't get flooded anymore. That's have been the concern of the commuters so far. But in all, it's a great project, free-flowing traffic around here.
Okay, thank you so much, Collins. We'll reconnect to you at some point when the president also arrives, and if he's going to be listening to some of the concerns that have been raised. But let's now bring you some election-related stories. Brought to you in association with Petrosol, Platinum Energy, Energizing Dreams, Chobox, a convenient service, German Ozone, Alternative Therapy, Dental, Wellness and Beauty, SEMA, the Chartered Institute of Management Accountants, AICPA and SEMA together as the Association of International Certified Professional Accountants, Youth Bridge Foundation, Bridging Gaps for Positive Youth Development, Syntax Tanks, Strong, Tough. Potential Real Estate, your trusted partner in real estate. Deluxe Paint, Paints Mo Champion. Now, the Electoral Commission says it's ready to conduct the 2024 presidential and parliamentary elections. Speaking to Evans Mensah on an upcoming episode of PM Express, Dr. Bosman Asari, Deputy Chairman of the Commission, confidently stated that the EC will organize credible elections, even if they were held next week. Dr. Asari emphasized the Commission's commitment to ensuring a smooth and transparent electoral process as the nation gears up for another significant democratic milestone.
Are you ready?
Yeah, we are ready. And I wouldn't only say we are ready, we are fully ready.
Fully?
Fully ready.
That's some statement with 18 days to go.
Yes, because as we speak now, a number of the things that must be done, we are pretty much ahead of schedule. So we are fully persuaded that come December 2nd for the special voting and December 7th for the main elections in terms of presidential, parliamentary, we are fully ready, and I believe that the good people of this country are also very, very much ready for the elections.
You must have a checklist of things that you take off once you sort of meet the milestone before elections. What makes you say you're fully ready? I mean, what are the key indicators that is influencing that very bold declaration?
No, in terms of, let me look at it from the ballot papers for the elections. As we speak now, a chunk of them, almost over 50% of them have gotten to the regional capitals in the police, regional police armories. Apart from that, training of officials, which is very, very critical, has also started. We've done the national level. We are about to take off with the regional level. And apart from the regional, then we move on to the constituency level. And for all this, we have a clear plan in place. So on the basis of that, I can conveniently say that we are fully ready.
Okay, fully ready as in if the elections were next week?
Well, if elections were next, we will still be able to do it. The reason why we'll still be able to do it is that with the exception of the AHAFO and voter reasons, which we announced last week that because of certain issues we've identified with the serial numbers, we're going to have them printed again in another printing house. Apart from that, and you know, those who are printing too, we have strong evidence that this week they should be able to finish for us to transport them to the various regions.
Well, still on the EC has dispatched ballot papers to some regions across the country. Our correspondents have these updates.
We understand that they had to make a stop in Kumasi, but checks show that it was just for some security reasons because it was getting dark. They needed to wait and continue the journey. So they arrived here yesterday, Monday afternoon around 4 p.m. They arrived at the regional police headquarters in Bolgatanga. This was where the ballot papers were uploaded in the presence of security personnel, some representatives from the political party were all there. They continued from that point, from 4 p.m. Up to sometime before 8 p.m. The political party representatives were all there to ensure that the seals to the bags that contained these ballot papers were all intact.
For the northern region, they are yet to receive their badge. I checked with the EC office this morning, and the authorities are telling me that the region is yet to receive their own. He's unable to tell when it will arrive. So he says that they are expecting it, but he's unable to tell when it's arriving. He says that there are some issues. It's not ready yet.
But unfortunately, the materials did not arrive as planned. I engaged the regional EC officer, Dr. Gabriel Deyeboa, and the message he gave us is that they were expected to bring the presidential and then later the parliamentary, but later the information they received is that the EC or from Accra. They are bringing both materials together, maybe today or tomorrow. They've not yet confirmed whether their materials will be arriving today or tomorrow, but certainly within the week, the materials will be in the region.
Now, the Coalition of Domestic Election Observers, CODEO, is raising concerns over voter buying, abuse of incumbency, and limited voter education efforts. The report, based on observations from 97 constituencies nationwide, also details the dominance of the NPP and NDC in campaigning activities and calls on stakeholders to uphold fairness and intensify voter education. Let's run you through some of the key findings. Now, it says that improvement in voter education efforts, which means that as comparatively this year, the EC has been able to increase some sort of voter education, and as you can see on our screen, increase the voter. And also number 2 says that political campaign activities, as you may have heard, that the NPP and NDC amongst all of the parties have a bit more of dominance in their activities. And also, yes, it gives us the education of the NPP, says that education, food and agriculture, and water, health and sanitation were the main policy focus for the NPP. Now, if it comes to the NDC, the economy, unemployment and corruption is mostly their policy focus during their campaign. We'll be bringing you details of these key findings in most of our subsequent bulletins, but let's also do the campaign trails next. As presidential candidate of the New Patriotic Party, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia has promised to remove taxes on mobile phones and reduce the cost of internet data if elected president. Speaking at a rally in the Mainsha South constituency, Dr. Bawumia said his government will prioritize making mobile phones and the cost of data affordable for Ghanaians, particularly the youth. The Vice President's 15-day tour of the Ashanti region comes to an end today. Let's take you live to Ashanti region when Nana Boakye-Yiadom joins us. Nana, good afternoon. And today is the last day for the NPP's presidential candidate. How has it been so far? Well, before I go to Nana Boakye, let's take a listen to the Vice President.
Mainsha South with your computer. Na uye juma wa America, ewa Canada, ewa UK, ewa Singapore, right from here. Na uji dollars, ewa ha. Inti yebe abolish the import duty on all mobile phones imported into Ghana to reduce the cost of the mobile phone. Choboy. Yes, we are going to reduce the cost of data. The cost of data will come down for all the people of this country. Choboy, they want to say, many of my penny dada na ekwa kansi. Ono wa bedi o my penny pe. Media minyendi president pe. Ya vote manwa obetimi di president efie 9. Na oko mu vote mami Akufo-Addo metimi di president efie watchi na metimi abaha abaye ejuma amamo. Choboy mon fastiano emame mon fastiano emame mon fastiano emame.
Well, let's go to Nana Boakye-Yiadom. Nana, good afternoon. So the tour ends today, and that note of the Monfastia Mame. Please, how has the tour been so far?
MFI, it has been a very good 15-day tour for the Vice President, and for the past few days in the Ashanti region, he has been proud in his achievements and also giving out what he intends to do if he wins the December 7th presidential election. And across every constituency that he has been, he has also been preaching the necessity to have him as president and also have the NPP parliamentary candidates elected to the parliament. And so that has been the routine of the Vice President since he started his campaign in the Ashanti region. He's wrapping up today with 3 constituencies. They are Akufo-Addo South West, Akufo-Addo South East, and Akufo-Addo constituency itself. And so right now, that is what the Vice President will be doing. These 3 constituencies would sum up his entire tour in the Ashanti region.
Well, I know that you've been also talking to some of the party members. I see that you've been talking to Seche Mensah Bonsu and all. What does he make of the 15-day tour so far? He's been speaking daily, but what does he make of the entire 15 days?
Well, remember that we spoke to him on the day 8 of the tour. He told us that, in fact, it's been good 8 days. And then even with yesterday, and today we've tried to engage him, and he's still sharing the same sentiments that it's been a very good tour for the Vice President. The tour has really met their expectations. 15 days in the Ashanti region means a lot to the campaign of the Vice President. And for him, they still have a lot to do. And despite the Vice President spending some 15 days in the region, there are lots more that they have to do in the Ashanti region. The base must be solidified so as to make sure that come December 7, a lot of people in the Ashanti region, which is the grassroots of the party, would go out to cast their vote for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
Many thanks, Nana Bwachiyadom. Let's bring you back to Accra here, where Dr. Bawumia's running mate, Dr. Matthew Opoku-Prempeh, is challenging young people to choose a president who can be a father to them in the upcoming elections. Speaking at an engagement with the UPSA chapter of TESCON, Dr. Opoku-Prempeh says Dr. Bawumia is the only candidate on the ballot paper who has policies geared towards the youth and hence must be given the nod to lead the country. Let's speak to Prince Kwame Kudoga. Prince, good afternoon, and what more can you report?
So MFA moments ago, running mate to the MPP flag bearer, Dr. Matthew Opoku-Prempeh, interacted with students of the University of UPSA here in Accra. He's been telling them the policies of the government, of the MPP government, when they come, or if they come to power in the 2025 elections, or if they win the 2024 elections. Now, among other stuff that he's been talking about, he's been touting the free SHS policy that he implemented, or that was implemented under him as the Minister for Education. He says that the free SHS policy give a lot of opportunity to young Ghanaian students, or expanded the senior high school coverage, and so among them. And then he's been telling the student that, you know, they should vote for someone who can be a father to them, which he believes is Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia in the 2024 elections. And among them, he told them that, you know, he believes that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is the man who has the future of the young people and whose policy are geared toward the young people. So, that is the, some of the policies that Dr. Matthew Opoku-Prempeh has been giving the students and giving them reasons why they should vote or they should make Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia president in the 2024 elections. Now, we have here some of the students who he's been speaking to. We'll be talking to them how they've been receiving the policies that Dr. Matthew Opoku-Prempeh has been giving to them. Good afternoon. Welcome to JoyNews.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much.
Your name?
My name is Roland.
Dr. Matthew Opoku-Prempeh, a moment ago, has been speaking to you. He's been telling you why you should vote for the MPP in the coming elections. How are you receiving what he's been telling you?
I think that if you look at the message that Dr. Matthew Opoku-Prempeh brought to us today, it was a clear message and a simple message. It is telling us, the message is telling us that as youth of this country and then as members of the 21st century, we should be able to vote wisely. And in voting wisely, we need to vote for somebody who really understands the era that we are in. Somebody who really knows what we need in this era that we are in. That is digitalization. So if you look at the structure that this government has put in place when it comes to helping us, aid us in this era, that is digitalization. And we started from where they brought the mobile money interoperability, then they brought the digital addressing system, and as you speak, you can just, but with your phone, order something and it is delivered to you. You can just order a ride and then you get the ride at your doorstep. At first, we used to give directions by using landmarks and trees and cocoa seller and then watch seller and all that. But now all you need to do is to share a live location. This is what we are talking about. This is what the youth is going to.
Yeah, you are a young man, you are in school. In a few years' time, you will finish. Now, the major problem is facing we as young people, high cost of living and unemployment. Are you not worried, or do you still have hope that even after you finish school, the policies that what Dr. Matthew Opoku-Prempeh has been telling you, are you hopeful that even after you finish school, there's a future for you? That's his promise.
I think I am 100% hopeful that based on what I heard today, because if you listen carefully and then if you look at the policies that the New Patriotic Party is promising or proposing to implement, they are policies that are geared towards improving the
Thank you so much, Prince. Prince will be there till the end of the event and definitely will bring you more updates. But let's go into the camp of the NDC, where John Mahama's running mate, Prof. J. Nana Opoku-Agyeman, has arrived in Wa for a 3-day campaign tour of the Upper West region. Whilst in the region, she will engage chiefs and people to garner votes for the NDC. Rafiq Salam is on the beat and joins us with updates. Hi, Rafiq. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, MFA.
Right. Please bring us updates. Has she started the tour already?
Yes, Professor J. Nana Opoku-Agyeman just arrived at the One House Palace. Currently, he's at a meeting with the World Overlord now. And then also some of his subjects, and she's been interacting with them. And then also she's yet to speak, but I have already spoken to some of the states, and they told me about what the NDC is bringing onto the table, talking about the Women's Development Bank and also other folk policies that they think that will help to better the life of the people. And so currently he's at a meeting here at the One House Palace where he's interacting with the World Overlord and his subjects.
Well, Rafiq, I know that she just arrived and she's yet to speak, but the people in there, how have they been anticipating her arrival?
Yes, there was a lot of rousing welcome for Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman, starting from the Wa Airport, where sea of supporters of the NDC gathered, and then also to welcome her into the heart of the Wa Township. From there, they just moved straight to the One House Palace, and if we see the kind of crowd that is here, clearly shows that for them, they think that the NDC is the way, the NDC is the party that can better their life, and that's the reason why they want to vote for the NDC come December 7th.
Excellent. And so from the One House Palace, you have any idea where should be moving to next?
Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman will be moving to some 5-6 constituencies in the Upper West region, one of them being the Sasala West constituency. Remember, she spent the better part of her life in the Sasala West constituency, precisely Albolu, where she's a household name. Almost everybody in the community Albolu knows Professor J. Nana Opoku-Agyeman right there. And so it's one of the constituencies that she will be moving to speak to the people, to garner vote for the NDC. From there, she will move to the Sasala East and then up to La Muse and also Nandom Lora. And so these are the constituencies that she will visit and then end up at Gole, where she will be meeting the people of Gole in the Wa municipality.
Thank you so much, Rafiq. Definitely, you'd follow her and bring us more updates. However, Election Headquarters is brought to you in association with Petrosol Platinum Energy, Energizing Dreams, Chopbox, a convenient service, German Ozone, Alternative Therapy, Dental, Wellness and Beauty, SIMA, the Chartered Institute of Management Accountants, AICPA, together as the Association of International Certified Professional Accountants, Youth Bridge Foundation, Bridging Gaps for Positive Youth Development, Syntex Tanks, a strong, a top potential real estate, your trusted partner in real estate, Deluxe Paint, Paint Move Champion. We'll go for a quick break. We'll return with business. Please stay.
It's now time for business on JoyNews Today. My name is Winston Taki, and now to our first business story. The U.S. ambassador to Ghana, Virginia Palmer, is asking the private sector to collaborate with government to push the agenda of the African Continental Free Trade Area. This, she explains, is pertinent to improving intra-African trade activities on the continent. She was speaking at the America-Ghana Chamber of Commerce 35th anniversary and Thanksgiving dinner in Accra.
Regional integration is a long-term project, and even those of us here in Accra who are tuned into the AFCFTA can miss some moments of progress. And I think we're in one of those moments. So I would like to highlight a couple of achievements of the AFCFTA. Ghana was one of the pioneers of the Guided Trade Initiative in 2022, which saw 8 countries commence trading under the AFCFTA for some limited products. And there's been significant progress since 2022. As of October, there are now 37 AFCFTA state parties that are open for business. for trading under the AFCFTA for a wide range of goods. And this creates real opportunities for Ghanaian exporters. And that will encourage even more foreign investment. There's also been tremendous progress on important protocols related to investment, the digital economy, and women and youth, among other areas. Africa is innovating and tackling leading-edge policy issues in this process. And if the companies here tonight have not thought about your AFCFTA strategy for business on the continent, I encourage you to do that. At the same time, companies and policymakers need to be vigilant. While many barriers are coming down across Africa, new ones are also being created. And I encourage the private sector to play a role in pushing your own government and other AFCFTA governments to rigorously implement the agreement so that it can deliver on its great promise.
Now, the South African High Commissioner to Ghana, Her Excellency Grace Janet Mason, has emphasized the significance of expanding trade and investment between South Africa and Ghana, highlighting the need to explore avenues for enhancing cooperations beyond the existing areas. Here's more.
The South African ambassador to Ghana emphasized that collaboration between the two countries' private sectors and state-owned entities is particularly important to support businesses.
The opportunities that we leverage on in terms of trade and investment and tourism between South Africa and Ghana. This week we have West Grow with a delegation of South African businesses coming to look at opportunities where they can bring in their goods into the market and also to collaborate with Ghanaian businesses. You've looked at all the sectors that are here.
Head of International Trade and Outward Investment, Michael Gawa, stressed the need for businesses to take advantage of the AFCFTA.
So Ghana is one of our priority markets in terms of promoting trade and investment and also tourism. As you know, WESCO is a government agency for trade, investment and tourism promotion, and we've been consistently coming to Ghana for the past 7-8 years. And we're actually happy that we don't need a visa anymore between the two countries, which makes it easier for trade and investment. Ghana obviously is a choice for us because of the cultural similarity.
Head of Monitoring and Evaluation at the Ghana Investment Promotion Center, Dr. George Asafwe-J, was optimistic that more investors are willing to invest in the Ghanaian economy.
Yeah, like the High Commissioner indicated, we celebrated our 30th anniversary with the South African. And so there are a lot of things we have in common, especially, and there are a lot of business ties. They've even waived visa for each other, and so it's important our businesses network and get involved in these opportunities. It's very important because there are a lot of opportunities. You remember they even get crude oil from Ghana and then process and sell it back to us. So,
now, the Ghana cedi is on a rebound, slowly appreciating against the major foreign currencies. Checks this morning revealed that the cedi now sells at 15.9 to the dollar, 20.2 to a pound, and 16.7 to an euro. What's accounting for this, and can it be sustained? Professor Patrick Esumin of the University of Ghana Business School has been giving some explanations.
It's really difficult to put a handle on it. There has not been much change in the fundamentals to explain why we are seeing the gain the city is making. It's not clear whether the BOG is releasing more dollars than expected. Or so clearly, I think it's difficult to put a handle on it. But I think it's a little bit too early to say this is a clear pattern. We probably have to wait for about a week or two more to see when a clear pattern emerges. Then we'll be able to see exactly what's going on.
Does this have anything to do with the festive season or the fact that we're approaching a political season?
Generally, when we are in that kind of season, what we should see is more pressure on the currency.
Okay.
Usually at this time of the year, we probably be receiving our syndication, cocoa syndication, and that should be a boost. But at this point in general, people are trying to stop for the festivities, so there's usually pressure on the city.
We have more business update for you at 1 p.m. on the marketplace. My name is Winston Taki. Up next is sports.
Up next is world news.
A 21-year-old has become the latest Ugandan TikToker to be sent to prison after creating a video that was said to insult President Yoweri Museveni. Emmanuel Nabugodi appeared for the sentencing on Monday after pleading guilty last week to 4 charges, including hate speech and spreading malicious information about the president. He was sentenced to 32 months in jail. Nabugodi, known for sharing comedy content to his 20,000 followers, made a film of a mock trial of the head of state. In it, he called for Museveni's public flogging. A Hong Kong court has sentenced dozens of pro-democracy leaders to years in jail for subversion following a controversial national security trial. Benny Tai and Joshua Wong were among the so-called Hong Kong 47 group of activists and lawmakers involved in a plan to pick opposition candidates for local elections. Tai received 10 years, while Wong received more than 4 years. A total of 45 people have been jailed for conspiring to commit subversion after 2 defendants were acquitted in May.
Time now for entertainment, and Jacqueline Ansumayobwa brings us entertainment news. Hello there, good afternoon. Welcome to the Showbiz segment with me, Jacqueline Ansumayobwa. Well, to a first story, Sean Diddy Combs might be behind bars, but it seems he's still making moves, though not the chart-topping kind. Prosecutors are accusing the hip-hop mogul of breaking prison rules in his ongoing sex trafficking case, claiming he's been working overtime to influence witnesses.
I hate that song. I always feel like they're talking to me. When
prosecutors allege that Diddy has been sneaking around the prison communication rules by using other inmates' phone accounts and even resorting to 3-way calls to contact people not on his approved list. And the hit keeps coming. They also claim he's been instructing family members to reach out to potential witnesses in his defense. Diddy, who has pleaded not guilty and denied all allegations, remain in custody in Manhattan. Diddy's lawyers argue that detention is stifling his trial prep, proposing a $50 million bail package with a house arrest and a 24/7 monitoring. But prosecutors insist he's a danger to the process, even accusing him of coordinating Instagram posts to sway public opinion and jurors. Meanwhile, attorney Tony Busby, known for filing over 120 lawsuits against Diddy, now faces a separate lawsuit for alleged extortion. From jail calls to Instagram drama and lawsuit flying, Diddy's case is still heating up.
another lie that I carry on, I need to get back to the place I belong. Come on.
Well, away from Diddy, still on international showbiz, well, Christmas Day is getting a superstar twist this year as Beyoncé is set to headline Netflix's first ever NFL Game Day live event, where the music icon will perform during the Houston Texans versus Baltimore Ravens matchup on December 25th. We have more in the following report.
It's a lot of chatter in here. Beyoncé takes center stage during the Baltimore Ravens versus Houston Texans game at NRG Stadium. This performance marks the very first time she'll perform songs from her record-breaking Cowboy Carter album live. The album, with a staggering 11 Grammy nominations, has already cemented its place in history as the most nominated album by a female artist. And if history is any guide, Queen Bee knows how to steal the show. Remember her iconic Super Bowl halftime performances from the Destiny Child's reunion in 2013 to the Formation Frenzy in 2016. Beyoncé has been a halftime legend, while details about this Christmas performance remains under wraps. Rumor has a special guest from Cowboy Carter could join her on stage. One thing is for sure, Beyoncé is about to light up your Christmas like never before. So who needs mistletoe when Queen Bee is bringing the magic to your doorstep?
Can you hear me? Can we stand?
Well, back home, award-winning Ghanaian musician Kwame Eugene is hitting the right notes for peace. Well, Kwame Eugene has rallied a star-studded lineup of artists for a soulful rendition of the iconic Ghanaian patriotic song Yen Ara Yasasini, delivering a timely message of unity and harmony ahead of the upcoming elections.
Known for his influence in the entertainment industry, Kwame Eugene spearheaded this peace campaign, proving that music has the power to heal and unite. The anthem, produced and mastered at Rockstar Studio, featured an all-star cast of diverse talent, including Jupiter, Sister Ifia, Lyrical Joe, Sefa, Strongman, Familier, Wendy Shea, Lamid, and many others.
We need a peace and love, no fight your brother for one another man's sake. Unity and oneness is all we need.
Each artist brought their unique flair, creating a blend of style that beautifully captured the spirit of peace and togetherness. This song reimagines Ephraim Amu's Yen Ara Yasasini, infusing it with modern elements while preserving its patriotic essence. Kwame Eugene's vision for the project underscores his commitment to using his platform for social good, reminding everyone of the unifying power of music. As Ghana inches closer to the election, this masterpiece serves as a reminder that no matter our differences, unity is the true anthem of progress.
Fight for peace like a soldier. I know the girl in a voter. No view, me na me wa deka lolo deka Ghana deka America no fit to do I'm alone.
Wrap for the showbiz segments with me, Jacqueline and Sumaya. Well, for more entertainment stories, you can log on to myjoyonline.com, and it's a wrap for Joy News Today. Marketplace is up next.